Welcome back to In the Zone, broadcasting here from the Crystal City Sports Pub. I'm your host, James Flames, sitting here with Jason Herbek. It's now time for a riveting session of On the Record. On the Record.
Let's do it.
We already did this earlier for football. You ready to do this for basketball?
Yeah.
Put on your Nostradamus hat, Jason. Here we go. Let's not waste any time. Breakout player of the year. Who you got?
I got Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
That's right.
Not a bad pick.
Coming in off the World Championships for basketball in Turkey. Mm-hmm. He was a beast on that team. He was a beast the second half last year. Another year in the league, he's only going to get better. Oklahoma City is a young team learning how to win, and he's a leader of that team. Durant is the best player on that team, but Westbrook is the point guard, the quarterback on the floor, an extension of the coach. Mm-hmm. He's leading that team. Who you got?
I got one. I should have two. Eric Gordon.
Yep.
Eric Gordon, LA Clippers. He's going to have an awesome year. Two, although I wasn't supposed to have it two, just a one, but I'm going to go Derrick Rose. So we're going guard. You're going Russell Westbrook, point guard. I'm going Eric Gordon. That's my first choice, Eric Gordon. I think he's going to have a dynamite year with the Clippers.
Like, there's something that all three of those players have in common. Like you said, they're all guards. Mm-hmm. The NBA is a guard-driven league. Mm-hmm. All three of them were on that World Championship team, which I think it's important. It shows those guys, it teaches them how to win. It shows them how to play with better players, and they want to be better. Yeah. You know? Yeah. They all want to be the best guy in the league.
Mm-hmm. And since we already covered this a little bit, and since we're talking Eric Gordon and Clippers, let's stay with the Clippers. Who do you think will win Rookie of the Year? You said?
John Wall.
I'm saying Blake Griffin. And here's why. I believe John Wall ultimately will be the better player. I believe he has more athletic ability. Actually, Blake Griffin's got pretty dynamic athletic ability. But he's more of a once-in-a-generation type of player, whereas Blake Griffin, very athletic, very good, but a couple of Blake Griffins comes around every year or so. His team will have a better record. And I think that's going to count a lot with the voters. I think John Wall will do more for his team because he will, I believe, have to carry the Wizards. If they do anything, it's because of John Wall.
I agree.
But I believe the voters are going to go Blake Griffin because he has a better record.
I like Blake Griffin a lot. He's a beast. If Wall wasn't in the running this year, like last year, I would have had Blake Griffin as the Rookie of the Year if he had stayed healthy. The guy is ridiculous. He can jump out the gym. You know, he's like a double-double every single night. But I think Wall makes, like you said, he makes everybody around him better. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to change the culture of this team. Yeah. And I think that'll go a long way with voters. Yeah,
I think so too. I like both.
I think it's a toss-up either way.
It is. It's a toss-up either way. Now,
what about co-Rookie of the Year?
Co-Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. The voters may go out like chumps and do that, but Wall is the better player. Wall is the better player. Let's go to the meat of this. Who are your division winners, division and conference winners?
All right, in the East, I got Boston winning the Atlantic, Chicago winning the Central, Miami winning the Southeast. In the West, I got Oklahoma City winning the Northwest, Pacific is the Lakers, and Spurs are winning the Southwest.
We have the exact same thing, except, you ready for this? Except in the Northeast and the West, I have the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks veteran team, I believe, will get that done. Dallas Mavericks will get that done over the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think Tyson Chandler was a good signing by them, and I think the X factor on that team is Caron Butler, because he's capable of playing at an all-star level, but he hasn't done so the past few years. If he can do that, they're definitely a team to be reckoned with in the West.
Let's take it a step further now. Who are your 8 playoff teams in the East? Just go right down the line.
In the East, I got Boston, Chicago, Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, New York. These last 3 are so suspect.
Okay.
New York, Milwaukee, and Cleveland.
Somebody's got to go.
So who?
No, I mean somebody's got to go to the playoffs now.
Oh, yeah. All right, so who you got for the East, and then we'll talk about the West after that.
Boston, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Chicago, Milwaukee, New York. I think we pretty much have the same thing, except for this last team.
Yep.
Do I say it?
The Wizards.
You better believe it. You better believe it. The Wizards are going to the playoffs. They beat out the Charlotte Bobcats for that last spot. You better believe it.
Were you posted up at the bar drinking before we came
Listen,
on?
man, I had to
Come on,
leave
man.
some stress, but no, this is all sanity right here. This is all sanity.
I think this is just you're in a Redskins haze right now.
They're
You're
in
not
a
speaking
tough
clearly.
division. Orlando and all those teams, they will get that 8th spot, man. Whether Gilbert's there or not, they're going to get that 8th spot.
You're going on the record with that.
On the record, okay? On the record.
Y'all heard that, all right? Everybody out there heard that. All right,
Whatever.
let's go.
I ain't
Let's go to the
scared.
West.
The West.
You go
When
first.
we go
all right?
West?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
LA, Dallas, Spurs, Utah, Oklahoma City, New Orleans, Denver, and Portland.
All right.
That's my teams.
Okay, the only team that I have different,
Mm-hmm.
again, we have basically the same. The only team I have different is I got Golden State in there instead of Denver. I think
I can see that.
Denver's a better team right now, but Melo's going to be gone by February.
I can see
and I don't
that.
know what's going to happen with that team. And I
see
think
that.
Golden State, you got Stephen Curry, David Lee coming in there. Monte Ellis has been a beast so far this year.
I can
They
see
got
that.
a good squad. And
They
without
do.
Nelly there coaching, they might even play a little defense this year.
And a little side note here, I have Oklahoma City as the 5th best team in the West. The 5th best team, because I believe expectations are too big for that young team. I believe they'll crumble a little bit. Sometimes,
Little sophomore slump on the playoffs.
exactly.
Okay.
It's very hard reaching those expectations sometimes. When stuff is expected of you, sometimes it's hard to reach it. Who will win the NBA MVP? Putting you on the spot.
I'm going Kobe.
What?
All right, look, LeBron and Wade.
Are you kidding
The
me?
Miami voters are going to split votes between LeBron and Wade.
Kobe?
And who else? Maybe Dwight Howard, but I don't see anybody else in that running.
You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been having between
John
3
Wall,
people.
Gilbert,
LeBron.
go ahead.
Oh, you guys think that's funny out there?
E. Gian Leon, go ahead, on the record.
LeBron, Wade. Those are contenders, but they're on the same team. You ready for who's going to be the winner? Chris Paul. Chris Paul
I can see
is
that.
going to have those New Orleans Hornets in the playoffs, treading at the top all season. And nobody, just like Donovan McNabb, nobody does more with less in the NBA than Chris Paul. He basically runs that team, owns that team. He is the team. Chris Paul is going to be an MVP.
I think it's Kobe this year, and he's going to pass the torch to Durant next year for the MVP. Because like I said, and I think like you said too, LeBron and Wade are going to split those votes.
Yeah, they will. They
So
will.
Kobe's just going to pass it, and then I see Durant winning at least the next couple of MVPs.
Exactly. Last and final thing. Who will win the NBA title?
I gotta say the Lakers.
You're going on the record.
I'm going on
Be careful what you
on
say.
the record with the Lakers, and I hate rooting for the Lakers, but that's what LeBron is making me do. That's just another reason that I hate.
Once
the Heat.
again, you're sorely misguided, my friend.
All
The
right.
NBA championship will go to. You ready?
I'm ready.
Actually, this isn't much of a surprise. The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics will win the NBA title. They will defeat the Miami Heat if they even get to the conference finals. Whatever. The Celtics will win. Shaq gets his, what ring would that be? 6?
Yeah, I
Fifth,
believe
sixth?
so.
Jermaine O'Neal, Big Baby. They have the All-Star 90s team. The All-Star 90s team. They will edge them out. They will edge them out.
I like the Celtics reaching the finals if they're healthy come playoff time. I think they can beat Miami in a 7-game series if healthy. But I think the Lakers, little bit younger, just as deep as the Celtics, and that's why I give them the edge.
Not going to happen, my friend. Not going to happen. And on that note, it's time for a break. Sorry, Jason. It's not going to happen. But we'll replay
But the
this.
Wizards will be making the playoffs.
You better
That will
believe
happen.
that.
All
You
right.
better believe that, you little smarty pants. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Smarty pants.
Got that from my mother, man. It
Nice cut down.
it just came out. Just came out that way. Should be happy. It's in the back of my head. It'll always do. Anyway,
Keeping it clean for the
I'm keeping it
public.
clean.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it clean, man.
All right.
Yeah, my public. They don't like dirty. Anyway, we'll be right back. You're watching In the Zone. Wizards
I
playoffs.
cannot believe you're still saying that.